As you've watched this pandemic unfolding, what is an example or some examples of great leadership that stand out for you in recent weeks? Andy, do you want to start with us?
Well, I mean, look, let's face it, we're in Chicago. I think we have, you know, our mayor has been an obvious, at least for me, standout when it comes to leadership in very tough situations. And so I think we are fortunate. But I think you've also seen, you know, other examples of on a smaller level of young people who are coming home from school and creating programs to go shop for other people in their neighborhoods and creating activities for others in their, not only support the people in their community, but creating things, you know, a focus point for their other students who are coming home. You know, I think, you know, someone, when we started this conversation, talking about the idea that leadership comes both at the high level, but really at the local level when we're talking about when people are stepping up in a wide variety of ways.
Mark?
Look, I think we've seen tremendous examples in the public sector, the private sector. But for me, it's really about attributes. You know, those people who have to take a very public stage have a true broad responsibility that weighs heavily on them and on their constituencies. And I think what's most important during this time is when you talk about leaders, you need to instill confidence in anyone you are speaking to. You need to be clear and you need to be articulate. And you also, if possible, need to be analytical and support your findings with data. And I think we've seen leadership really step up and behave properly under these circumstances and truly show that they want to do what's best for most, which is keep everyone safe and ultimately healthy.
Sam?
I would just add to what Andy and Mark said. I agree with both. I think the leaders that have drawn on, have led with values, have drawn on and exposed their humanity, and have, you know, made the tough decisions for the right reasons. And by right reasons, I don't just mean the bottom line in your company. It's, you know, I had a moment when we decided to cut, not that I'm an example of great leadership, but just an example of, you know, simply changing from what is the right, should we close the office or not, what's best for ShopRunner, to what's best for the city of Chicago and for the first responders and the people who have to be out. You know, just sort of just changing your lens from, is my primary obligation to myself and my company, or is it to my community? The people who I think who have, you know, really been able to say, this is a moment for all of us to lead beyond just the company. I think that's where we've seen some great leaders step up.